Men lie, women lie, statistics don't. I got his car, smoke. I smell weed, and I'm like, hey, you smoke weed? Oh yeah, man, I got my back. Well, get the fuck out of here, man. Do you like the easy girl or you like the difficult girl? Answer my question.
Okay.
You know what I do for a living? I do whatever it takes. People don't buy your product, they buy you.
Welcome, guys, to another episode of the Big Bag Productions. I'm your host, Ryan. Listen, guys, we got a very special guest tonight. So he is the CEO of the Camp Transformation, also 1% Nutrition, none other than Sam Bakhtiar.
What's up, my brother?
Thank you so much for being here.
Man, I appreciate you coming all the way from Canada down here, man. It's a pleasure, it's an honor to be on your show, bro.
Thank you so much. You're very open and hospitable. You let us into your garage. We're doing this show, so I'm very excited. So let's dive right into this. Can you give a brief introduction to the people watching who are maybe not familiar who Sam Bakhtiar is?
Yeah, I'm just an immigrant, that came to America when I was 11 years old.
Okay.
Now, I'm from Iran. We were, getting attacked by Saddam Hussein. And, and we migrated to America.
Right.
When I say we, it was just me and my mom. My dad left us when I was 3 years old.
Okay.
And I never saw him again. And when I came to America, I thought I was coming to, Beverly Hills. I thought I was coming to, everywhere.
The land of,
like everybody was millionaires and everybody had mansions and all that kind of stuff. What I didn't know was that there are like bad parts in America. There are like, the hood in America.
The hood, yeah.
And when we moved to America, we came to a little town called Sharon, Pennsylvania.
Right.
And we moved in the worst neighborhood where outside of my uncle's convenience store, there was pimps, prostitutes, drug dealers.
All that.
And then next thing you know, I was like shocked. I was like, what the hell is going on? What the hell is going on? So that was my first impression of America. I was like, I thought I was going to Beverly Hills,
because
but I went to the hood.
What you see on movies and
stuff.
Yes. Yeah. So that shock, how did you receive it?
I didn't know. I was like, wow, imagine you're 11, 12 years old.
Yeah.
You come to a new country. You don't speak the language. You don't have any friends. You're not black. You're not white. So you're not really belong to anything. And everything about you is different. Your clothes is different. Your haircut is different.
Right.
So you go to school the first day of school. Everybody was like, what the hell is that? They never seen clothes like that. Never seen shoes like that.
Wow.
I was just totally, stood out like a sore thumb.
So this was high school or junior high?
Yeah.
Junior high. What age were you when you started school in America?
I was 11.
11, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Can we talk about how your experience was during high school?
Yeah, so, first day, I went to a guidance counselor. I said, I want to enroll in 7th grade. I want to learn English, and I want to play football. And football, like the world knows football, not American football.
Yeah, football, soccer.
Football,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
And they go football. I go, no, this is the football. They're like, no, that's called soccer, and we don't have soccer. So now I'm even more devastated. I'm more devastated because now that was the only sport that I loved. I played, football.
Football, yeah.
as long as I remember, like being able to walk. So it was crazy. So I was like, okay, I don't know anything about football. I don't know anything about baseball. I've seen basketball before, so I want to be able to like kind of throw the ball in the hoop and be able to do that. So I tried out for the basketball team, and I failed. I didn't make the team. I got cut. I was the only person that didn't make the team. Everybody made it except me.
Really?
Yes, and I was like totally devastated.
Now, were you training for basketball?
No, I just tried out. I sucked, but I wasn't the only one that sucked. Everybody else sucked.
Yeah.
There's other people that but they made the team.
Yeah,
but I didn't make the team. So I don't know if it's discrimination. I don't know if I just sucked more. I don't know. Right. But I was the only person. I was the only one that didn't make the team. So I was devastated. And kids made fun of you and all that kind of stuff and all that. And I want you to really quick, and for all your listeners and all your viewers, I want you to understand something. Devastation was the war, right? Devastation was my dad leaving.
Yeah.
But he led me to America.
Right.
Devastation was me getting cut from the basketball team. And then it led me to learning about working out and weightlifting, and
Exactly.
I wouldn't be here. The Camp Transformation Center wouldn't be here. My supplement companies wouldn't be here if that devastation didn't happen. So for all your viewers, everybody who's listening to this, you have to understand that setbacks are part of life. It's okay to have setbacks. This is going to happen to you. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. It's how you deal with it, how you overcome adversity. God is not going to bless you until you pass adversity and pass this test. That's the only way that God's going to bless you.
Exactly.
So if you are in a way right now that you are, you're setback, if you are somewhere in life that you are, you're like, oh my God, how am I going to get out of this? You will come out of it. You will come out of it. As kids, every single one of us fell about 10,000 times before we mastered walking.
For sure.
Not one time did you say you're falling, you're like, you know what, man? I'm just going to stay down. And I'm just not going to walk. I'm just going to have my mom carry me around the rest of my life.
Walking's not for me.
You know what I mean? Exactly.
Yeah.
So I want you guys to understand that, man. And no matter where you are in life, have a goal, stick to your goal, and persevere. And just keep going.
Let's touch on that because, most people watching, let's say, they're saying, okay, that's easier said than done. Do you have some practical advice for people that, let's say, they're going through a really hard time right now, they're trying to get back up, they're trying to get the gears rolling, but for some reason, they're just struggling through that phase? Is there a practical advice that you can touch on?
Let me ask you a question. Do you think Elon Musk never had struggles? Do you think Jeff Bezos never had struggles? Do you think Henry Ford didn't have struggles? Do you think Thomas Edison didn't have any struggles? Do you think Bill Gates, Steve Jobs didn't have any struggles? They all had struggles. What makes them who they are, and what somebody else who just lays down and just says, oh my God, I have struggles, and they use that as an excuse? Don't use your struggles as a cop-out. Listen, if you woke up and you had a perfect body, how sweet would that be? If you woke up and you had $10 million in your bank account, how sweet would that be? It won't be sweet because you didn't work for it. Okay. It's who you become in the process that really matters. Is where the fulfillment, where the process comes from. It's not the material things. It's not what you achieve. It's who you become. If all this stuff goes out tomorrow, if I lose the mansion, lose the Ferrari and all that kind of stuff, the biggest challenge for me is how fast can I get it back?
Exactly.
Because I already have the knowledge, already have the drive, already have the discipline, and I'm going to get it back. But if my dad gave me this to me, then guess what? If I lose it, if I crash it, I don't know how to get it back.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you are going to have, being knocked down is a part of life. Nobody has gone through life undefeated. You are going to get defeated. But if you're going to stay in your defeat, that's your choice. If you're going to get back up and try again and fight back, then that's your choice as well.
I love that point where you say it's not about, the materialistic stuff. It's literally what you become, because ultimately these things came because of who you are. You know what I mean? So like you said, once these are all gone, or if they're gone, let's say tomorrow, you can still get them back because you got the mindset. You already know what to do.
Absolutely.
Right? Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. So let's go back to your childhood, your story. You touched on high school. You mentioned, you tried out for the basketball team. You failed. Now this was the adversity. This was very important to you to make it basketball. Now talk to us about the transition from basketball to working out. How did that happen?
So look, man, to me, working out is a metaphor of life, right? So we talked about, getting knocked down. We talked about getting back up, keep trying again and keep trying again. The first time when I got, to the workout floor and I was trying to do the bench press, I could barely do the bar. 45 pounds, I could barely do the bar, right? Yeah. Next, after a couple of weeks, I put 10s on. Right. A few more weeks, I put 25s on. A few more weeks, I put 35s on. A few more weeks, I put 45s on. And I progressively got better. I tried and tried and tried. Right. I didn't say, I can't do the bar, let me quit. Right? Oh, I can't do 10s, let me quit. Right. Oh, I can't do 25s, let me quit. You kept going and you kept going. And to this day, 30 years later, I've been working out for 35 years now. 35 years. Guess what? There's weights that I cannot do. There's always more weights. There's always more challenges in life. But I'm still willing to try at it. Right. I'm still willing to chip away at it. Right. I never said, I'll bench 400 pounds now. Let me stop. Right. You always got to push yourself. You have to learn in life that being uncomfortable is what's going to catapult you to the next level. You have to learn to be comfortable being uncomfortable.
How did you start though? How did working out become? Because you were focused on basketball. Did one day you just went to the gym and you're like,
one day I went to the gym.
Right.
I was focused on basketball,
Right.
but I see these guys coming from this other room.
Okay.
And these guys looked all buffed out.
Okay.
And they all looked like Arnold movies were big and Sylvester Stallone movies were big. And I was like a little kid watching those movies. I'm like, oh my God, this is gonna look like Arnold. I want to look like, I want to be strong. And that's how I started lifting. And what I love about lifting weights and working out is not only what I saw it do for me on the outside, I started developing little baby muscles, but then I started believing in myself. I started having better self-esteem, better self-worth, higher self-esteem. And next thing you know, I carry myself different. Next thing you know, I'm more positive.
Right.
And now, believe it or not, when I went back to school, now everything else got better.
Right.
Because I looked at the whole world differently. I didn't work at the world. And oh, well, I'm Iranian. They don't like me. They call me names. Oh, I'm short. I'm skinny. Oh, I'm different. This place sucks. I didn't look at it like that. I looked at it from a whole different lens. And when you look at everything at a whole different lens, you change your life.
How important is working out in terms of helping it to become successful? Because I see a lot of people who are at that level, they mention working out a lot. They mention either bodybuilding, exercise. How important is it to really get the body model?
Do you think it's a coincidence?
I don't think so.
No,
I really don't think so.
Everybody who's really super ultra successful has what I call a workout or a perfect day routine. Okay, when you see, God bless his soul, when you see Kobe. On the front line, on the free throw line, he has his routine. He bounces the basketball a few times, he spins it this way, and then boom, that's his routine. Everybody has their own routine, their own rhythm. If you want for your life to go to the next level, you got to find your rhythm. Exactly. You got to find your perfect day formula. You got to figure out what works for you. What you do every single morning for you to be at peak state. Look, I'm 46 years old. I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and I run till 10 o'clock at night.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
Whether it's in my business, whether it's in my family, whatever, and I get everything done. Wow. A lot of times my kids can't keep up with me. You know what I mean? Yeah. They're like, oh, how you do it? How you do it? How you do it? I'm not tired. No, I'm not tired.
How do you do it? How do you do it?
Because I'm passionate about life. I've got my perfect routine going on. If I sat in front of you right now and didn't work out, I'll be like this.
Yeah.
I'll be like this. Yeah. I would fall into, I'll be dozing off. Yeah. But I knew that I needed to be peak state today. I have 6 interviews, and I got to get my workout in. Exactly. I don't care how tired I was this morning. I don't care I don't care if it was raining, if it was snowing, it was gloomy. I don't care, if I had a bad day, bad night, if I was sore. It didn't matter. I had to get my rhythm in.
Can I ask you, is this something that you have cultivated throughout the years, or is this just who you are since the beginning?
No, it's not who I am. I'm a lazy ass motherfucker, just like anybody else.
Perfect.
I'm lazy. I'm sorry to curse on you. I'm lazy, just like anybody else.
Yeah.
I like to sleep in and cuddle with my wife and my baby when it's 3 o'clock in the morning when it's cold outside. I don't want to get up and go in the rain to the gym. I don't want to get up. I like to sit down and just watch TV all day. But I'll learn that that's not going to get me anywhere. I'll learn that for me to get somewhere, I got to always put myself in uncomfortable positions. Listen, have you ever seen a beautiful, beautiful girl? Beautiful, a perfect 10 girl. Yeah. Dating a dude that's like a 2. Okay. The guy's a bum. Okay. But he's dating a girl that's perfect. Have you seen that?
I've seen those.
I've seen those, right?
Yeah.
You see those all the time, right?
Yeah.
You see those right now, right? And then sometimes you feel like maybe the dude is super rich.
He's super rich.
Right? And then you find out the dude is a bum. He's not even rich.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Why do you think he's dating the perfect 10 and you're not?
Right. What is that?
He asked her.
He asked her. Took action.
And you didn't because you were in the fear. You're like, oh my God, I'm not going to
Took action.
He asked her. He took action.
Yeah.
The bum asked the perfect 10. Well, you were sitting there like, I don't know, man. Exactly. I don't know if it's going to go out with me.
Exactly.
All you have to do in life is keep going, keep asking, keep going, keep swinging. My boy Grant said one thing that was really, really, really important, and it really sat well with me. He said, in baseball, you have 3 strikes and you're out. In life, you get unlimited swings. So keep swinging. One of these days, if you keep swinging enough, one of these days, you're going to hit one ball out of the park. And that's all you need.
Exactly. Because you're the own player in your own life. There's no out because it's still you.
That's it.
That's crazy. So let's go back to so you were working out. I how often were you working out when you were in this beginning phase? You went out every day? How long?
I don't remember exactly, but I was working out like 4, 5, 6 times a week.
4, 5, 6 times. Do you remember you were going hard, or were you? And how were you? Was there someone there to teach you, or you just went at it?
I would just learn by looking at what everybody else is doing.
Okay.
I was looking at what everybody else is doing. I was doing it, but obviously a lot lighter, a lot more novice and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Okay. You're working now. Fast forward, let's say you're at 18, 19. Where is that when you start thinking about business? Because this podcast is about, we're teaching people how to get that bag. Right?
No.
So
I didn't, I didn't even think about business, man.
Okay.
I started getting in love, with body transformation.
Okay.
And when I went to college, I started, personal training people when I was going to college.
At what age was this?
It was 18 when I went to college.
Okay, perfect.
I started personal training people. I wasn't thinking about entrepreneurship. I wasn't thinking about none of that. I just wanted to pursue my passion. I wanted to bodybuild, and I wanted to train people because that's what I love to do.
Okay.
And I started training people.
Okay.
And I started changing people's lives.
Okay.
People started losing weight, started feeling better.
Right.
I started getting all these people like praising me that how I've changed their life.
Wow.
That's when I got hooked, and I knew that helping people through fitness and nutrition is what I wanted to do. So I went to Penn State, got my degree in Penn State. Then I went to Los Angeles College of Chiropractic. Okay. And I got my doctorate in chiropractic because my mom said become a doctor, not because I wanted to become a doctor.
Right,
so I gave my diploma to my mom.
Yeah.
My mom called all her friends and bragged to all her friends, my son is a doctor. And then I wanted to pursue my passion, which was helping people through exercise and nutrition. So my first, first crack at entrepreneurship is in the year 2000 when I graduated. As soon as I graduated from chiropractic school, I started my first personal training business.
Okay, year 2000. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
I didn't know anything about entrepreneurship. I didn't know what entrepreneurship meant back then.
Right.
And everybody and their mother's an entrepreneur right now. An entrepreneur, if you will.
Entrepreneur.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but back then, I just knew that, hey, man, I opened up a business.
Right.
And I want to help people. And I want to help people change life. And in the meantime, I can make some money and pay my bills. Okay. And that's what I did. And not until 2005, when I retired from bodybuilding, is when I actually got serious about the business. Okay. Because I was making about 10 grand a month.
10 grand a month. Okay.
And to me, coming from Sharon, Pennsylvania, nobody made 10 grand a month.
Oh,
10 grand a month, man. I was the P Diddy of the town, right? And I was the P Diddy at 10 grand a month, man. You couldn't tell me nothing, right?
You feel yourself,
over there, if you make, I was feeling myself big time. I was like, 2 grand a month. If you make 2 grand a month, you made it there.
Yeah. And that money back then was even more, right?
Yeah, it's even more. Yeah, but 10 grand a month, my mom didn't make that. Not my uncles, my aunts, nobody around in my circle made 10 grand a month. So I got out of school, started making 10 grand a month, and they were like, damn.
Okay.
And I was like, man, I'm the man,
All
right?
right.
So, but I didn't have the bigger circle around me. See, and for those people who are watching this, you're not gonna grow if you don't change your circle. You can't be the biggest fish in the pond. You can't be the man in your town. When I first started bodybuilding, right, when I won Mr. Orange County, right, I was good. I thought I was the man. Then I won Mr. California. I'm like, okay, that was the man. And now I wanted to go to Mr. USA. Then I went to Mr. USA, and I had to compete against all the top men in the country.
All the top,
So there's different levels at it. You might be the man in your town, but are you the man? Does that make sense?
Yeah, the top man that you can be.
So the first time, I got Mr. Orange County, I thought I was big shit. Yeah. I got Mr. California, I was big shit. When I went to Mr. USA, I was competing against Mr. New York, Mr. Nevada, Mr. Minnesota, Mr. Florida, and they're all at my level or better. And next thing you know, I got third place in Mr. USA the first time. I'm like, maybe I'm not the man. It wasn't bad for the first try. Yeah. Wasn't bad for the first try, but so don't ever start, inhaling your own exhaust. Don't ever start feeling yourself too much.
Too much, right?
There's different levels at it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Different levels at it. Oprah might be amazing, maybe super rich, but not to Bill Gates.
Exactly. There's levels.
Not to Warren Buffett.
So when you started making this 10 grand, and it was through just personal training, right? You felt top dog, all that. When did that feeling start to wear off, or did it wear off? Even like
I started getting serious, and I said, all right, man, let me see what I can do to push this a little more after I retired from bodybuilding. Yeah. So I hired mentors and some coaches. And next thing you know, I went from 10 grand to 20 grand to 30 grand to 40 grand a month, right? And then, if you thought, I thought I was the man, I was really feeling myself. And I was going to the club doing dumb shit, making it rain, getting bottle service, do all that dumb shit that you do at a young age when you have a lot of money, but nobody taught me about the ups and downs in the economy. I thought I was the man. I thought, I was the man. And when the economy is good, when the fish is jumping into your boat, everybody thinks they're the man.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I thought I was the man, but it wasn't. I wasn't me. It was the economy. The economy was good. Everybody was spending money. But when 2008 came and the big recession came,
the crash,
crashed when everything came crashing down for me.
Even for you too.
Of course, man. Yeah. Personal training.
Yeah.
Personal training is nothing something you need. It's something you want.
Yeah.
It's not like food or air.
Right.
You know what I mean? So people were not spending money on personal training no more. Oof. My revenue started going down.
Okay.
And at that time, man, and it was just, I was devastated. I was literally devastated, man. So, and next thing you know, creditors are calling me. I'm late on my house payment. My house is on foreclosure. And then, to top it off, my previous wife was pregnant with our first baby. Oof. And now I'm having a meeting with her. I'm looking at my bank account. I'm minus $314 in my bank. I have payroll coming up. I'm literally not sitting in front of her crying. I said, I don't know what we're going to do, but here's what we're going to do. I said, I'm going to go to work. I'm going to figure this out. Stay home, just be safe, and let's make sure you take care of you and the baby. So from 2008 to 2014, for 6 years, I went and I was defeated. Really? I couldn't figure out a way to make money. I was barely getting by. I was late on the mortgage, and everything was crashing down. And 2014, I started seeing traction. I started making more money again. I started seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. Okay. For 6 years, man, I did my best and nothing happened. But then I started seeing it. And once I started getting us out, then one day I'm at work and I get hit with divorce papers. Mm-hmm. Again, going back, I want you guys to listen to what all the devastation was. Yeah. God has something better planned for me. Right. So if you're going through a devastation right now, remember, there's something bigger at the other end. God has something better planned for you. So at that time, I was super devastated because now I'm not, I lost my family. I didn't have a dad. I didn't want my kids not to have a dad, but it's not my choice. So I moved to a hotel and I lived in a hotel for 4 months. Never told anybody anything. And, we just went to work, kind of depressed. And then one day I sat down with myself and said, Sam, what are you going to do? Now you're single. You're 40 years old. I was 40 years old at the time.
You were 40 years old?
I was 40 years old. I was 40 years old.
Okay.
40 years old. I just got done being broke for 6 years. Yeah. And now I lost my family. And I'm like, okay, Sam, you're single. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? And what are you going to do? You're going to go out and go back to what you did in your 20s, or make it rain, go to the club, do all that kind of stuff. Because that's what a lot of my friends did when they got divorced. They started. And I always told myself, you don't want to be the old man in the club. Yeah. I was like, I don't want to be that old dude. Like, what the hell is he doing in the club? Yeah. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. That's not my priority. My priority is spending time with my children and providing for my children. Right. And when you become crystal clear of exactly what you want out of life and what's your priority, then decision making becomes really easy. And somebody calls me, Sam, you want to come here and let's have dinner? I'm like, why? You want to discuss business? No, let's just hang out. Nope. Sam, you want to come over? You want to watch a football game? No, that doesn't give me any money for my kids. Yeah. Doesn't give me more time for my kids. You know what I mean? Yeah. So for me, I was just concentrated on those two things, right? And when I concentrated on those two things, that's when we started blowing up the camp. We were at that time, we were 4 or 5 locations. Right now, we're over 120 locations, right? So again, if it wasn't because of the divorce, I wouldn't have manned up. I didn't work as hard as I could. I wouldn't have had what I have right now. And I wouldn't have met the wife that I have right now. I wouldn't have my son that I have right now. So all this devastation was all the part of God's plans to put me here. Anywhere from going, getting bombed on and leaving the country, getting cut from the basketball team, not having a dad, getting a divorce, the foreclosure, the bankruptcy. It all made me who I am right now. Yeah. And a lot of people in their 20s, they're like, oh my God, things are not going. Is it too late for me? You got to be fucking kidding me. I was 40 years old. And I know people that were 55 years old that lost everything, that gained it back, and they're damn near billionaires now. So don't ever sit back and say, oh, it's too late, man. It's never too late. Until you have a pulse, you have a chance.
There's a lot of questions stemming from that. I know the audience are very curious. At the point where you were 40, you were at probably your lowest. That was the time where you were crystal clear on getting that back. That was your entire focus from there. So we see that shift. What were the actual actions that you took to get some momentum out of that?
Okay, look, when you're crystal clear,
Yeah.
You're crystal clear. Then you got to come up with your schedule, a plan, a success plan.
An
Right?
actual plan.
Success plan.
You guys hear that?
You
Get a
have
plan
to
going.
have a success plan. And your success plan is what, they said, if you want to see somebody successful, see what they do every day.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I came up exactly with what I needed to do to get here.
Yeah.
And once I'm crystal clear and I know what I need to do, what I don't need to do, I'm putting it on paper. What am I going to work on every second of every minute, right? I have my schedule. I'm big on time management. Here's one thing we know for sure. You're born here and everybody has an expiration date. Everybody has an expiration date. So what you can get done in this time is what's going to matter to success. Too many people think that they have, forever to live, or all the time in the world. You don't. Last time I remember looking in the mirror, I was your age. I'm like, and then I look in the mirror, I'm like, oh shit, I'm getting old. You're going to do the same thing one day.
Yeah.
So it's up to you to maximize, to make sure you get everything out of every second, every day for your life.
Now, let's kind of backtrack when you were making 10 Gs. You mentioned you got some mentors. Is that how you were able to get to 20 and then 30?
Absolutely. I couldn't do it by myself.
See that?
I couldn't do it by myself. I couldn't do it by myself. You have to understand something. Whatever you are trying to do, somebody out there has already done it.
Yeah.
Somebody's already done it.
Yeah.
So it's stupid for you to think that you're going to try to do it by yourself. You can do it by yourself, but it's going to take you a lot longer. We just talked about how valuable time is. So if you want to jumpstart your success, you cut your time by half by getting mentors, getting mentorship, so you avoid all the mistakes.
It's kind of like time traveling then. It's kind of like being able to get what they've done in their timeline and injecting into yours.
I never thought of it that way, but that's a genius way of thinking about it.
Right. It's kind of like time traveling.
That's a genius way to think about it. I'm going to steal that from you.
Go ahead, take it. Because that's the thing, right? What's the most important things in life? It's not money. It's time. That's what everyone says. That Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, everyone. So if getting mentors is kind of like time traveling, then it's undeniable now that.
And I was saying, man, it's crazy. I had somebody text me yesterday.
Yeah.
Well, I need to do this. I need to do this. I need to do this. I'm like, well, have you hired a coach or a mentor to do this? Like, no, well, there's YouTube videos and there's stuff on Instagram. I'm like, well, how come I'm not doing it? Because it's not just about learning the knowledge.
Right.
It's actually somebody holding you accountable to doing it. Everybody knows how to lose weight. Everybody knows how to lose weight. What do? You eat less, fucking move more, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
That's what you do. You want to lose weight, you eat less, you move more, right? Everyone knows that, but how come nobody's doing it?
Exactly.
You gotta hold yourself accountable. Nobody's holding them accountable. And that's why you need a coach. If Kobe had a coach, if Michael Jordan had a coach, Tiger Woods had a coach, then you need a coach to push you above and beyond, to hold you accountable to do what you said you're gonna do.
Yeah, a lot of people rely on free stuff online, all that stuff, which is good, right? It's a foundation. But I think getting coaches and mentors is more than just knowledge. I think it's a journey, right? I think it's
a journey. It's that accountability. It's accountability. Everybody knows. Everybody knows what to do, and and if you don't know what to do, you can find that out on the internet somehow, somewhere. But applying it is a whole different story.
So let's go back into your journey here. So, 2008, you were 40. You were getting momentum. You were getting more clients. Because how were you able to get your first gym open?
Well, going back to 2000.
Yeah, when you got the momentum going from the crash. You were living in the hotel, right?
No, I already had the gym open then.
Okay. Can we go back then and see how did that process happen? So you made money from personal training. You invested that in a gym?
No. I started my first business in 2000. Put out my personal training facility.
Okay, okay.
I wasn't a personal trainer. I had my business.
Okay, okay, yeah. And you used the money from your hustle to open that up, right?
Well, I saved all my money when I was doing personal training when I was going to college.
So the first location, like where was it?
Right here in Chino.
Right here in Chino?
Right here, down the street.
Right here in Chino. Okay. So how's that process like? You were just like, you knew you wanted to help people through fitness, so that was an easy decision, open up a gym. Were you very hands-on? Let's talk more about the business. Were you more hands-on with your clients? I'm sure you had personal trainers as well that you hired.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Well, remember, man, you know, in the beginning when you start a business, the business is your baby. You got to be hands-on.
Baby, yep.
You got to be able to do that. So I was a sales manager. I was a trainer.
Janitor.
I was a janitor. You know, I was everything.
Yeah.
You know, I was everything. I made calls. I did whatever it took. And as the business grew, then for me to be able to scale the business, then I had to kind of remove myself from the business and have other key people in there.
Right.
Now, here's the thing that I will tell people that start a business. You know, when you start a business, removing yourself, you can never completely remove yourself from your business. You still have to inspect what you expect. Okay, you can't just say, okay, well, everybody run my stuff and I'm gone.
You got to oversee it.
You have to oversee it and you have to inspect.
Right.
You know what you expect, because just like a baby, just like a spouse, you know, so anything, you have to give it attention if you want it to go the way you want it to go. You know, and I learned that the hard way. Because once I started making money and started doing this, I'm like, well, everybody got it. I'm the man. I can be out from it. And next thing you know, my business started going down. So today, I can tell you this, man. In this day and age where everything's automated, this day and age where no mentor gives you their phone number. You know, in this day and age where you get an automated message, you get an automated email, and all that kind of stuff. The person who can have a personal touch, the person who's going to be willing to go above and beyond, the person who's actually caring for the clients and treating them not transactionally, but relationally, wins.
So that was your first gym. Now money started coming in. You opened your second one, third one. Is that what happened? Or what was the process in scaling?
So the first gym, I lost it all, remember? I almost lost it all.
Right, yeah.
I lost it all with a recession.
Okay.
I lost it all with a recession, and I still had it, but it wasn't performing.
Yeah.
Then I had to reinvent the wheel because during a recession, nobody had money to spend $600 or $800 a month for personal training. Nobody had that. So what am I going to do? Sit down and cry about it? There's no money for that. So I had to figure out, how can I make a program that everybody can afford and I can still stay in business? So traditionally, before that time, everybody did one-on-one training. There was one trainer and one client. And that can be expensive, both for the client and both for the company, because every time you had a new client, you have to have another trainer. Every time you had a new client, another trainer. Because when your revenue went up, so did your payroll.
Cost,
So did the payroll. So during the recession, since that model wasn't working, I'm like, why don't we start a group training? Why don't we have one trainer with a few different people, maybe 10? Next thing you know, it worked.
This was physical, not online.
No, not online.
Okay.
Not online.
Yeah.
So we had one client with like 10, right? And next thing you know, everybody loved it. Everybody got better results because personal training after a while became a therapy session where you knew the client knew you, and next thing you know, all you do is this and not working out.
Sometimes you talk about grocery, like other stuff that doesn't,
stuff,
right? Okay.
But then with group training, there was no time to talk, no time to BS. It was people, everybody's moving, everybody's getting better results. Everybody was happy. The trainer was happy. The clients were happy, and the company was happy because we didn't have to have 10 trainers for 10 clients.
Was the name of your company The Camp Transformation even before this?
No.
shift?
The name of the company was Fitness Concepts. When we did to go to a group training, we started calling it the Camp Transformation Center.
And is that when like the light bulb went off and you're like, hey, this is working. The cost is good. It's static, but like we can get as many people in.
Correct.
Is there a max to these classes, I presume that you...
Yeah. So we have one trainer for every 25 clients.
25, yeah. Let's talk like deep in the business and how the system works. It's a gym, it's a physical location. How many trainers do you have there?
It just depends on the size and the time.
Depends, right?
For example, our 5 a.m. is one of the busiest times. And 5 and 6 p.m. is one of the busiest times. So there we always have 2 trainers on staff.
How did 1% come about? 1% nutrition.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I've been saying everything, man. You know, for me, 1% is a way of life. 1%.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Yeah, 1%.
1% is not about, okay, you're better than anyone. 1% is not about you having any kind of money. 1% is not about anything materialistic. 1% is a mindset. 1% is a mindset about you paving your own path. 1% is about you becoming the best version of yourself. 1% is about you not caring what other people think of you and
Right.
what society wants you to be. 1% is about you being you, and you working about being the best version of yourself at all times. Not one day, not 2 days, not 1 week, not New Year resolution style. This year I'm going to be a 1%er, and now 2 weeks into it you quit.
Yeah.
No, it's what you do every single day when people are watching, when people are not watching, when with yourself, when with your crowd. It doesn't really matter. You do your best at all times.
It's who you become.
Absolutely,
like you
100%.
said before. It doesn't matter if someone's watching, whatever. It's you who are you.
It doesn't matter. I don't care if you drive a 77 Corolla. I don't care if you live in a shack. I don't care. I don't care about it. It's the mindset. If you get up every morning and say, I have a plan, I'm willing to work for it, I'm willing to put everything on the line, you're a 1%er.
So let's talk about 1% nutrition and how you got that ball rolling.
So like I said, 1% nutrition to me is all about the mindset. Right. So I'm like, all right, I want to create something bigger than just a nutrition company. I want to create something bigger. I want to create a community. I want to create a like-minded people together, working towards becoming the best version of themselves. And that's why I created the 1% nutrition and 1% life brand. Because you know what, man, one thing I can't stand is mediocre. One thing I can't stand is average. One thing I can't stand is being around people who are not giving 110% in life. I can't be around that. So I want to create a community of people who are crushing it. And that doesn't mean you crushing it like I said, material wise, like that. Crushing it, I'm like you are personally crushing it every single day. You're crushing it. You're crushing it. I don't care if you drive the Rolls Royce. I don't care if you take a bus. But if you're crushing it, you're crushing it. I just can't be around somebody who's not giving 110%. And that's what I wanted to create.
So then you rolled out your products. Business-wise, I'm sure you already had these gyms, so you just injected the 1% into.
Not at all, actually.
Oh, okay.
We have a different supplement company called Myosport.
Okay.
Myosport is exclusive to our gyms.
Okay, so you have two.
Yes.
Okay.
Myosport is exclusive to our gyms. And the easy thing would have been for me to put 1% into the gyms, but that's like going to mom and dad and asking them for money.
Right.
I'm like, no.
So you did something different.
I want to go the hard way. Hey, remember, you got to be uncomfortable. I don't like being comfortable.
Right.
So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go straight to the consumer.
Okay.
I'm going to go straight to the consumer. I'm not going to go back to mom and dad and asking for money or help me out. I'm going to go to people who I don't know.
Wow.
So I started going straight to consumer, and now 1% it is what it is.
Wow. I'm so glad I asked that because maybe most people are just like, oh, he owns multiple gyms. He could just start up a supplement company. It's easy.
That's the easy route. I don't like the easy route. I love the difficult. Wow. Do you like the easy girl or you like the difficult girl?
So, talked about...
Answer my question.
Yeah.
Do you like the easy girl or do you like the difficult girl?
Yeah, the difficult one, for sure. It puts you in an uncomfortable position.
Exactly.
Yeah. Talk to us about the actual... the steps. Like you mentioned you went straight to consumer. What was your marketing tactics to get it rolling? Did you hit up influencers?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Look, back in my day, when there was no social media.
Oh yeah, back in your it was harder then.
There was no social media. There was nothing like that.
Yeah.
The only thing you could do is figure out a way to maybe get into GNCs or get into like wholesalers or all that kind of stuff, which was like they'll take most of your profit away and then they give you terms and all that kind of stuff. Back in the day, if you want to become famous, you had to know somebody at a record label or you had to know somebody at a modeling agency and all that kind of stuff. Today, all you have to do is put your stuff out there. And if you're that good, people will find out and people will get to know that.
100%.
Guess how much it's going to cost you?
Just grind.
Nothing.
Just
Nothing. Does it put on a video on YouTube cost you any money? Does putting something on Instagram cost you money?
Yeah.
Last time I checked, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, all TikTok, free. Whatever, they're all free.
Yeah, all free.
So if you're not doing it, then you're making a choice to be lazy.
Yeah, if you're not doing it, what are you doing?
What are you doing? Like I said, back in the day, when I wanted to get clients for the gym, you know what I had to do?
Oof, tell us.
I had to walk 10 miles every week and put door hangers in every door in the neighborhood. Put door hangers in every door. And if I get 2 or 3 calls, I would have been ecstatic.
Yeah.
Oh my God, 3 people called me. I just walked 10 miles.
Yeah.
You know, guess what? Today I can
you
put
on
an
the
ad
couch.
out.
Yeah.
I put an ad out. In about 20 minutes, I have 100 clients, 100 potential clients. And people are like, oh my God, man, it's too hard. You got to be effing kidding me.
So with the 1%, how did you get clients for that one?
How to get what?
How did you get sales coming in for 1%?
So we got some influencer campaigns.
Right.
We did some ads.
Right.
We did a bunch of organic stuff.
Right.
And that's it. And just get the word out. But remember, people don't buy your product. They buy you.
Yeah. And the message, right? The brand.
Absolutely. You know, it's not a supplement company it's a lifestyle. It's a mindset. That's what 1% is. So we create a community of like-minded individuals.
So let's talk about now at this point in your life, is everything's going good? You got gyms opened up. You got 1% rolling out. Let's talk about the big scale. How you got the big bag? How you got to 120? You said 120 locations.
All right.
now.
So let me first tell you this, man.
Yeah.
You know, for everybody who's listening to this,
Yeah.
your life is never perfect. Jeff Bezos' life is not perfect.
100%.
Bill Gates' life is not perfect. So you are in a mansion, you see the Ferrari, you see the Rolls Royce, you see the G-Wagon and all that kind of stuff and all that kind of stuff. And you're like, wow, this guy's perfect. Life is not perfect. In life, you are either in a problem, left a problem, or headed towards one. That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
Right? Either left a problem, in a problem, or headed towards one. So never in your life, you look back, even in your first grade, even in your kindergarten, you had some issues. Right? Do I have issues just like anybody else? Of course I have issues. You have issues. Everybody here has issues. It's how you deal with it. You know what I'm saying? It's how I deal with it. So as far as scaling the gyms, you know, once we got a proof of concept, you want to understand that a lot of times, I want to scale these things. I want to scale these things. Well, how many successful gyms do you have? None. Well, let's make sure we get a few gyms that are successful. Let's make sure you have a proof of concept. And not proof of concept, it's not like online store. Gyms are different. Gyms, like, you have to make sure you have a proof of concept in different neighborhoods, different geographics, different demographics.
Right.
That's what's going to make sure that. So we have to prove a concept in different demographics, then franchise it, then have a system. And system only comes when you have a standard operating procedure for everything that happens into your business.
Right. Now, can I ask you, and I want this answer to come from you personally, and what you think. What do you think is the difference between you? Because there's lots of gym camps out there, right? Yeah. And I'm pretty sure they don't have like 100 plus locations, but maybe they do, but not at the point where you were 40 and then you just did it. What do you think is the biggest difference between you and those other guys that are trying to make their gym pop off?
Two things.
First
thing is that they attack the physical part.
Okay.
Look, America has an obesity problem.
Right.
Okay? Everybody knows how to lose weight. We talked about this before. You eat less, you move more. How come they're not doing it?
It's not rocket science. Yeah.
So you go to the gym, they tell you to exercise and eat better. How come they're not doing it? Because they didn't get in their head. They didn't figure out how to motivate the client internally to be able to get them through the hump. Most people exercise and stick to a program 2 to 3 weeks. And next thing you know, the pizza in front of them, they eat pizza, they're like, screw it, I'm going to start again over again. They start for a couple of weeks, they get sore, they screw it, or something happens in their life, they quit. You got to get inside of their psyche for you to be able to get them the results that they want. And look, our gyms, we don't have swimming pools. We don't have basketball courts. We don't have sauna, steam room, and all that kind of stuff. We concentrate on building relationships with our clients.
You mentioned this a lot, yeah. Okay.
That's the most important part. In this day and age, nobody wants transaction-based business. Everybody's a number. You don't want to go to a gym that all you do is punch in your number and go in. You want to be able to be greeted by your first name. Hey, how you doing, Ryan? How is going on? How's your family? How's your father? That's the kind of stuff people want. People like to belong to something. And this is your chance for any business for you to literally steal clients from your competition if you actually care for them and get to know them on a personal level.
Right. And treat them like an actual person, like an
family,
actual individual, like a family. Wow. So that's a big difference because like most people, most business owners, they just want that next client number one, client number two.
Even in the e-commerce business. Even e-commerce business. I remember seeing these commercials on Facebook and Instagram where this suit company that had some killer suits, killer sport jackets. Right. And I'm like, man, I love that stuff, man. This looks really good. But I'm like, man, this is not going to, like, I'm short, I'm kind of stocky. They're not going to look, I can't buy stuff right off the rack, you know? But I was like, man, these suits look really good. So finally, after seeing it for about 10 times, I'm like, let me actually inquire. So I inquired. I said, well, I really like the way this suit looks, but, I'm a short guy, I'm kind of buff, this kind of stuff doesn't really fit me and all that kind of stuff. Next thing you know, the owner calls me.
Really?
Owner calls me and says, hey, do you have a suit that fits? I go, I do. He goes, send me that suit and I make that exactly the same way the suit you want to do. I'm like, really? So I send him a suit. He sends me back that jacket that I wanted. Exactly fit like a glove. Then he called me back and made sure that jacket fit like the way I wanted to fit. Guess what? Probably $20,000 worth of business after that for me. And I'm going to still buy from him. Why? Because he wanted the extra mile. It wasn't it wasn't like the 4-hour work week. Let me just sit back and let people just buy stuff and no whatever. If it's not for him, it's not for him. Because that's what the 4-hour work week people tell you. Exactly. let me just be behind a computer and just push a button and make money. No, it's not like that. Business is not done that way.
I'm so glad we touched
Even
on it.
Amazon.
Right.
99% of the time, Amazon is on point. There's a couple of times they lost my package. Like 1 or 2 times they lost my package and all that. Yeah. I'll call Amazon. They are on it.
They're on it.
They're on it. And somebody actually picks up the phone. Somebody actually tells you, goes through it, and then take care of it. Wow. And then that's Amazon. That's the number one retailer in the world. That should tell you something. When these jackasses, excuse my language, they're making a couple of million a year online. And I don't want to talk to anybody, man. You don't like it, return it. You're gonna go down, bro. You're gonna go down.
Man, I love the fact we talk about it. No one talks about this. They're like, yo, just automate everything, whatever. That's what they're trying to do. But really, the difference between just a couple million, but like, and just like,
You know what I love to do? You know what I love the most?
Yeah.
I love when we have an issue with a customer. Because that helps me learn what we can do better. But it's a challenge to me. If I have an issue with a customer, my challenge is to me, how can I make this customer that is having an issue with me, that doesn't like me right now, to like me?
I like that. So that's your challenge.
That's my challenge. So I don't see it as, oh man, this guy complains, man, FM, nobody, send him his money, man, get the hell out of here. No. Hey, wait, so what's up? What happened? Hey, how can I help you? You know what? We did drop the ball there, man. I'm so sorry. Let me make it up to you. What's wrong with that? What happened to that art?
Honestly, that trait alone from you, that's why you got a Ferrari. That's why you got a Lambo. Like, honestly, that's the reason.
You got to care from the heart, man.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So that's the difference in your perspective between you and these other struggling gym owners. Then.
Dude, you can't do that. You have to treat every single client, every single customer like they're paying your bills, all of your bills. You know what I mean? You can't get so cocky. Oh, one customer doesn't matter, two customer doesn't matter. Every single one matters. Like the Marine said, no Marine left behind. I believe no customer left behind, no client left behind. Let's figure out we don't lose anything. In business, you know how you grow a business? Growing a business like a bathtub. Okay. You pour water in it. Right. You're getting customers, and you make sure you don't lose any water, don't lose any customer. You have to make sure the stopper is all the way in. There's no lose anything, right? So imagine if you pour water, but there's water leaking out of smoke. You ain't got no build a business. You never build a business. Sure. So no leak, even a little amount of leak is not good enough. Good is not good enough in this age where whatever you do, Ryan, there's 500 other people within a mile radius, not even in the world. There's a million people going to try to do what you're doing. But just around your area, there's a 500 other people within a 10-mile radius that are doing what you want to do. How are you going to stand out? And the only way you're going to stand out is by relationship, by making people feel good. That's the only way you're going to stand out in this world from here going on. Right.
Thank you for that. And the fact that I'm so glad that we brought up the fact that, you really care about the relationship. I think a lot of people watching, they're gonna be so aware of this now. You know, if they're running a business. I think they're gonna be so aware of what you just said, to treat each customer like they're like a real person. You know, like they're paying your bills. So I'm really glad that you brought that up. I think everyone watching, they're gonna be like, okay, you know what? I gotta take a look at my customers. Actually, reach out to them, and you know, have a relationship rather than just transaction. You know.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. So now, let me ask you, like, what's next for Sam Bakhtiar? Like, what you got planned on?
Bro, what's next for me is impact.
Yeah.
What's next for me is fulfillment, helping people. You know, reaching out and helping people. At the end of the day, man, do I need a bigger house? No, I don't need a bigger house, bro. There's rooms here that I haven't been into for months. You know, I, you know what I mean? You know, there's cars that I haven't driven in months. And Isaac, my right-hand man, will tell you, man, I don't, you know, I don't need more cars. I don't need a bigger house. I have everything that I want, right? So it's not that for me anymore. For me, it's now, how can I make an impact? Now, sure, if I make more money, I'm happy, because for me, that's legacy. I can do business with that. I can give to charities. I can do different things. I can do things, you know, that I want to do. But that's not it. Yeah. At a certain point, after my basic necessities are met, you know, more is not better. There comes a diminishing return, right?
I know what you mean.
So now what I want to do, now what I want to concentrate on is helping other people. That's why I launched my coaching program. That's why I'm mentoring people now. That's why I'm doing podcasts now. Because I want to now, when I leave this planet, I want to say to people, oh man, that guy changed my life. And that's what's really worth the hustle for me now.
Do you think like that's like the very top right now? Like, because people go through, you know, the struggle, the depression, and then they go through the startup phase, right? And then they see momentum, they see the scale, and then do you think fulfillment and doing something for a purpose, you think that that's like at the top level now? Because I see that with everyone.
It was for me. Yeah. It was for me, because when I'm getting, you know, notice of eviction in my house, when I have credit card companies calling me like, hey man, when are you going to make a payment, or we're going to come after you. When you have all this crap going on, it's hard for you to, you know, come up about water and think about how you're going to impact, because you're just trying to survive. You're just trying not to sink, right? But once your basic necessities are met, and what I mean by that is, like, dude, you have a house that you're good, you know, house will pay for, you have reliable transportation, you have some security. Then you can think about fulfillment. Now, there are noble people like Martin Luther King, like Mother Teresa, like Gandhi, right? Those people, fulfillment came before anything.
For everything. Yeah.
And that's why they are who they are. I'm not that person. Yeah. That's why they're at the top. Yeah. It takes a very special person
to sacrifice their basic needs.
To sacrifice their basic needs to give to other people. It takes a very special person, man. And I'm not going to sit down here and tell you I'm one of those guys. You know what I mean? That's why that's why they're rare. They're the 0.00001%ers in the world that they sacrifice themselves, you know, to fulfill and give to other people.
I don't know. I kind of want to shift topics a bit and kind of speak about Kobe. Honestly, you've met him, right? I think
I met him. Yeah,
you met him. And the reason why I want to bring up, because you mentioned 0.0001. I honestly believe like Kobe was one of those people. What are some, and you know, in light of his recent death, rest in peace, what are some of the things that he shared with you that you want to share with the audience, and any key things that?
Well, Kobe, you know, some of the funniest things that I remember Kobe saying is this: like, no matter who you are in your family, you're just father, you're just a husband, right? And it's nothing's more true. Kobe, you know, one of the greatest, you know, ball players of all time. You know, when he was coming to one of the events, his daughter asked him, "Where are you going, Dad?" And he said, "Oh, I'm going to go to this conference. I'm going to speak about leadership." And then his daughter was like, "You about leadership? What do you have to say about that?" So to his daughter, he's not Kobe the leader. His daughter's not Kobe the greatest of all time. Yeah. He's just regular dad.
Yeah.
I've been in the fitness industry for since I was 11 years old, I've been working out, doing diets and nutrition. My wife, does she take my advice when it comes to getting in shape? No.
No.
Because to her, I'm just her husband.
Yeah, you just
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
So that to me, always says that no matter who you are, never smoke your own exhaust.
Keep a level head.
Yeah, keep a level. Stay humble. Stay hungry. What I admired about Kobe the most is that he hated losing. Everybody hates losing, but what are you willing to do about it? He got to the practice the earliest, and he stayed up the latest.
He wouldn't leave till he hit a couple hundred shots.
Look, him and Shaq loved each other.
Yeah.
Right? They were like brothers.
Yeah.
Okay, but they had a fallout. They had a fallout, right? Yeah. And the reason they had a fallout is because Shaq wouldn't level up to the practice, wouldn't level up to doing what Kobe was willing to do to be able to get that championship. Yeah. That's why, Shaq has 1 and Kobe has like 5, right? So that's when they had a fallout. That doesn't mean that Shaq and Kobe didn't love each other.
Right.
That doesn't mean that they weren't brothers, but they couldn't work together in a setting that required championship level mindset. Kobe had it. Shaq didn't have it. Shaq had he was a bigger guy, probably more talented in some ways, and all that kind of stuff, but he wasn't willing to give it 110%. That's why Kobe is the 1%er, and Shaq is not. Shaq didn't fulfill to his full potential. Right. Shaq could have done better. Kobe couldn't have done better. Michael Jordan could have done better. Michael Jordan gave it all he could. Kobe did it all. LeBron James is doing all he can. Shaq didn't do all he can. Let me tell you, when I was competing at the highest level in bodybuilding, I give it everything that I had for all but one show.
All but one show.
All but one show. When I give it all I had, and I won most of it, but there's a couple of people, I went up against Phil Heath in 2005.
Oof, yeah.
I stepped on stage against Phil Heath in 2005 at Mr. USA, Mr. Olympia. Yeah. I looked at Phil Heath and I looked at him like, you know what? I don't care what I would have done. There's nothing that I could have done to beat Phil Heath. He was genetically more superior. He was just a better man. He was just better. There's nothing I could have done. I could have done more cardio. I could have had anything else. I could have done anything else. I don't care. He was a better man. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with somebody is a better man and I give it all for them to beat me. But I'm not okay when I go in at 80% or 90% and somebody came in at 100% and they beat me because I wasn't at my best. Because I didn't give my 100% best. That I'm not okay with. You know what I mean? And for everyone who's listening to this, it's they want you guys to understand that there's nothing worse of beating yourself. Knowing that you defeated yourself. Nobody beat you. You beat yourself because you didn't have the mental capacity to go in at 100%.
That's the biggest L, for you to get beat by yourself.
Absolutely. It's like you going to score a touchdown in the opposite end.
So what do you think? Because this is insane. Lots of value right here, and I think it's solidified that you're definitely 1%. I feel like you're kind of like Kobe, because Kobe, he played games wherein sprained ankle, he broke a couple pinkies. He even played games where he had a fever, I'm sure we all had fever and you can't even get off the couch. This guy still played. Do you think legends are just made like that? Do you think people, they're watching, they're normal, regular people, they're trying to do big things, they're motivated, they know they're watching this, they're motivated. Do you think that they can curate themselves, make themselves better to become people such as yourself, such as Kobe? Do you think that's possible?
Legends do whatever it takes.
Do whatever it takes.
Legends don't care about how they feel. They care about what needs to be done. Yeah. If you go about how you feel,
you're in trouble.
then I wouldn't be here right now. Yeah. This morning I would have gone to the gym. Oh, my back hurt. Oh, my knee hurt. Oh, this kind of hurt. I'm 46 years old, man. I've been working out for 31 years. So don't you think I have back issues? Don't you think I got shoulder issues? Don't you think I got knee issues? I got them. But that's none of my business. Those issues are none of my business because I got goals. I got to get up. I'm going to do what I got to do. Kobe was the same way. Unless he was in a hospital, then he was going to be there, do whatever he could to make it happen.
So you mentioned you're 46 right now?
Yeah.
And you had that struggle at
6 years ago.
So you did all this in 6 years?
6 years ago, I was in a hotel. Just got out of being broke. Was going through a divorce.
6 years.
So think about it.
Yeah. Okay.
I was 40 years old. 6 years ago, I was 40 years old. Broke. Lived in a hotel. Divorced.
And the reason why I really I emphasize this is because a lot of people, and I really want to for the viewers, right? A lot of people are watching, they're like, what, 25, 20 years old, maybe 18, and they suffer a couple of hits in their life, and they're like, I'm done, I'm over, I'm too old, whatever. Maybe they're 28, and their new business idea, or their business that they've been working on since 20, right, let's say, failed, right? And they're like, my life is over. That's why I keep emphasizing is like, you at 40, you were living in a hotel. 6 years later, you got a Lambo, Ferrari, like all these things. So that's like really powerful.
Anything can change at any given time, but it only changes if you keep trying. Nothing changed if nothing changed.
Facts. Like, ain't nothing changed if you change, right?
Nothing changed if nothing changed.
So you think when you were at 40, you were living at the hotel, the reason why you start taking the correct action and had really solid clarity in what you wanted is because of those what's the word you said?
Devastations,
right?
Circumstances, absolutely. They're necessary for you to push yourself. They're necessary. How many times, man, somebody gets fired from a job and then finds a better job? How many times somebody gets dumped by their girlfriend or the boyfriend and find a better person like a year or two later? Like, man, thank you for dumping me. Thank you so much. That was the best thing you ever done. Thank you for dumping me, girl. But look at my girl now. I mean, it's the fact of life. So you can't sit back, oh my gosh, she dumped me. I'll never find anybody else. Come on, man. Come on.
I see that theme throughout, because I watch a lot of interviews too with a lot of high-level people. I see this theme a lot in everyone. They're like, oh, thank God that didn't go through because now I'm doing this. I think life is just like laid out for you to have certain journeys, to be able for you to really find what's really for you, right?
Well, Steve Jobs said it best. He said that you can't connect the dots going forward because you don't know what's ahead. But when you go ahead, you keep going, then you can connect the dots going backwards. Be like, oh, that's why this happened. That's why this happened. And that's why this happened. At the time, you can't. Because you don't know what's in the future for you. You don't know what God has plans for you. You don't know what's coming up.
Exactly.
But the only thing that you should do is just keep going.
Keep going, right?
That's it.
Do you have like a solid practical way for people to just keep going? Like, is it watch more motivational stuff? Is it take a cold shower, or work out? Like for you, I think it was working out, right? Because there was that physical.
Nah, it's nothing to do with that. It's your why.
It's your why. There you go.
It's your why.
It's your why.
I work out because of my why. Why do I work out right now?
Why do you work out right now?
Because one, I want to be able to be healthy for my children.
There you go.
I have small children. I'll be able to run around with them. I don't want to be an old dude running around. I'll
With
be able to run
back
around with them, and I want to still be whoop their ass if they want to challenge me. That's my why. You know what I mean? I work out because I want to be mentally sharp. I want to be able to come here and give you my 100%. I want to be able to give everybody 100%. I want to be able to give my business 100%, my wife 100%. Everybody around me 100%. That's why I work out. My why. Your why is what's going to make you get up when you don't want to get up. Your why is going to make you do things that you don't want to do to get to where you want to go. And I always say, if your why doesn't make you cry, your why is not strong enough.
Hey, if your why doesn't make you cry, it's strong enough. Wow.
My why is not. My why, man. I want to make $1 million, man. It's not a why, dumbass.
That's
Whoever's
not enough.
saying that.
That's not enough.
That's not a why.
That's not enough.
That's not a why. Your why needs to make you cry. It needs to make you emotional, make you want to jump out. You know what I mean? Your why gotta get it. As soon as you hear it, you gotta jump out of your seat like, I'm ready.
That's so crazy because my last guest, he said the exact same thing. He said, if you don't have the right answers, it's because you're not asking the right questions.
For sure, 100%. Agreed.
So he was like, ask yourself why, and you really craft that. So I'm so glad you brought that up. I'm so glad. So this has been great. What is your final message, or your advice for young entrepreneurs coming up? Maybe they're maybe they're getting some momentum, right? What is your advice for them to really go push through that breakthrough?
So here are the things that I would have done.
Because you could have stopped at 1, 2 gyms, whatever, 3 gyms. You could have did that 1% nutrition, just plug and play.
Here's what I would have, if I was younger.
Yeah.
If I was younger, if I would have changed these few things, I would have been a billionaire, not a millionaire.
Perfect. Yeah, let's touch on that. Yeah.
First, you want to, I always say proximity is power.
Proximity is power.
I was hanging around some knuckleheads. They say you are the average of 5 people you hang out with. And I couldn't agree more. So change your proximity. If you hang around people who are not in the same level as you, they kind of bring you down. They want to party, they want to do drugs, or they want to just or naysayers. You want to completely get rid of all that.
Now, how what's a practical advice? Because there's a lot of people out there who are in that toxic circle, but they want to get out. But for some reason, they try and then they fail. I've had experience with this. Do you have like a solid advice for them to because sometimes they just go back in that circle. What are you?
That means they don't want it bad enough. They don't want it bad enough. If you want to be successful, that's the prerequisite. If you want to hang around drug dealers, you're going to become a drug dealer. You hang around prostitutes, you're going to become prostitutes. You hang around millionaires, you're going to become millionaires. You hang around you become who you hang around with. If you want to hang around with losers, that's what you're going to do. So you get out with me, you get back. You don't want to break enough bad enough. So change your proximity, change who you hang around with. If you want to become a millionaire, hang around with millionaires. If you want to hang around with billionaires, hang around with billionaires. If you want to hang around with successful people, hang around with successful people. And if you don't, then hang around with whoever you hang around with. But don't bitch that you're not being able to get where you want to go.
Yeah.
Second is that learn to delay gratification. Learn to delay gratification. I'm going to tell you this, guys, right now, for the young people who are listening to this.
Yeah.
Delay gratification means that giving up something that you want right now for something greater later.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, for example, somebody wants to save some money, but yet they want to buy another pair of shoes. Delay that gratification. That pair of shoes is not going to get you closer to your goal. Somebody wants to lose weight, but yet they want the pizza. Delay the gratification. Don't eat the pizza. You work on your bigger goals. And a lot of times right now, the biggest gratification, I'm going to say this, I never said this up before. I had this conversation with one of my boys yesterday while we were driving in the car. Is this?
Well, which car?
We were driving the Ferrari, I think.
Ferrari, okay.
And we're having this conversation because he's a young dude, and his weakness is, and most guys are, and most girls are at that stage, is guys, their weakness is women, girls, their weakness are men, whatever it is. And to me, when I was growing up, I thought, oh yeah, man, I come from Sharon, Pennsylvania. The more girls you are with, you're the pimp, man. You're a man. It's like you're the man. You're a ladies' man. This going on. That don't mean shit. That don't mean shit. To me, the less people you are with, the better. Because what do you want to do? Get with a girl there's no future in there. You really don't. It's going to divert you from your long-term goals. It's going to divert you from long-term goals. Chances are, if you're in your 20s, it's probably not the right girl for you, not the right guy for you. Chances are, right? Men lie, women lie, statistics don't, right? Yeah. You know what I mean? That's the bottom line. You know what I mean? Yeah. So chances are you're wasting your fucking time. So work on your craft. Work on becoming the best version of yourself. Work on becoming the best you, and you're going to attract the right person. Okay? Not going out there into the clubs like I did and looking out for women and doing this and doing dumb stuff like I did. If I was not doing that, if I would have worked on my craft, I would have not been distracted by the girls and going showing off and all that kind of stuff. I would have been a billionaire. You know what I mean? So I know it's hard. I know the hormones are raging. Everybody, I get that. Yeah. But if you learn to control your brain downstairs, your brain upstairs works a lot better.
I feel like a lot of people's they get distracted. I think it's because a lot of the emotional stuff, right? Like the emotional triggers. You mentioned you gotta be focused on your goal, but sometimes the emotion gets the best of us, right? I feel like that's what, because again, you're surround yourself with better people. Most people know that, but then again, their buddy who just smokes weed all the time hit him up, the emotion hits in their brain. They're like, oh, I miss that.
Your why got to be stronger than emotion.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Your why got to be stronger than emotion.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had a guy who used to work for me, and he wanted to become successful. And I couldn't figure out why he couldn't be successful. Okay. I didn't know why. I couldn't put my head on the trigger. I give him plenty of opportunities. One day I went in his car. I'm like, hey, man, drop me off at the car wash. Take me home. Yeah. I got his car, smoke. I smell weed.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm like, hey, you smoke weed? Oh, yeah, man, I got my back. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Lumbar.
Get the fuck out of here, right?
Yeah.
Your back. No. You want to be successful by you actually doing something to slow you down? You know what I mean? Slow you down. Not everybody got cataracts and everybody got fucking back problems all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just come on, man.
Wow. Okay. So he wasn't serious enough, basically.
Not serious enough. You can't be, dude. Listen, man. If you say you want to be a millionaire and you're sleeping in, you're not serious enough. If you want to say you want a millionaire, you're smoking weed, you're not serious enough. If you say you want to be a millionaire but you don't hang around losers, you're not serious enough. If you say you want to be a millionaire and you sit down watching a couple of hours of TV, you're not dude, come on, man. You got to be congruent to what you say. You can't say one thing and do another.
You got to be real all the way.
You got to do what you say you're going to do.
So right now, paint a picture of how Sam Bakhtiar's business timeline looks like now. Now that you got everything, 120 plus locations, 1% nutrition, how does it look like right now? Where do you allocate your time? What do you do within it? I want to talk more about the business.
Bro, I'm still hungry.
Still hungry.
Still hungry, man.
Hey.
I get up at 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock.
I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. So I work, 12, 13 hours a day, 14 hours a day. Solid. I mean, work 12, 13, 14 hours a day.
What do those hours look like? And are they always the same, or like do they shift?
Always the same.
Always the same. So what do they look like? Can you go through?
I get up at 3 o'clock.
Okay.
I hit the gym.
Okay.
I go to the office and I work till 4 o'clock. 4 p.m.
4 p.m. Right.
And after that's family time. And I maximize every second, every minute of my day. So you got to stay hungry. It's not like, oh, Sam Bakhtiar, okay, now he can get up at 10 o'clock and all that kind of stuff. Because for me, it's not about the money. It's about progression. For me, it's the progress. I'm not happy, where I'm at. I'm not happy where I'm at.
So from the morning till 4 p.m., what does that look like? You're doing logistics, you're doing marketing. Let's talk about the business stuff. Like, what do you do?
There's no such thing as you do marketing, you do business, you do this.
Right.
You know what I do for a living? You know what I do for a living? I do whatever it takes.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Do whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Wow, savage. So after that, family time. Do you have some stuff that you like to do for fun? Like after all the hard stuff is done, you like.
My fun is my children.
Your children.
My fun is my children. I mean, like for me, that's my spa. That's my thing. For me to hang around my children, play with my children, hug them, kiss them. If I watch anything, man, on TV, it'll be a children's program. I watched, I think, Secret Life of Pets like 147 times right now. That's what they want to watch. That's what I watch. You know what I mean? But like I can't really tell you the last movie that I watched, adult movie. So for me, my time is my children. My why is my children. My everything is my children. The reason I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning is because of my children.
And sorry, how many children you have?
I have 3.
You have 3.
2 girls and 1 boy.
2 girls, 1 boy. There you go. What are the ages like?
10, 6, and 7 months.
10, 6, 7 months?
Yeah, brand new baby boy.
Oh, congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Wow. So there you go. Like you gotta have a really solid why, and now we all know it's undeniable that you're really a family person. You really cherish your children, your wife. You know what's important in life, and you have no fog about that. And so I think that's like the biggest takeaway in this.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. And I want people to understand, man. Don't give up. Don't stay down.
Don't worry about the little stuff right now, right? Or even the big stuff. Like just trust that.
Hey, how many times you had something drastic happen that was a big deal to you, and now you can't even remember what it was?
Right? Yeah. I've had so many.
Whatever it is, right now you're going through it, shall pass too.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, Sam Bakhtiar, man, thank you.
Appreciate you, Ryan.
Thank you so much for
Thank you for having
being
me
on
on
the
your
show,
show.
man.
Of course.
I think you splashed a lot of Sam Bakhtiar sauce that a lot of people are gonna love, and yeah, man. Hopefully to see you again sometime soon. We'd love to do this again. I mean,
All right, anytime you're
Anytime?
in Cali, let me know.
yeah, for sure, man.
Thanks.
Sure,
Next time we'll
for
do it in the car.
sure. You hear that? For sure, man. I appreciate it.
All right, brother. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.